So in this video, we are going to learn how to create contact and event in Interakt from Elementor form submission. Let's say you have created an online form using Elementor, using which you are getting some details of the user's contacts or leads. And you're using Interakt as a platform, as a service to send WhatsApp messages to your clients, customers or leads. Now you want that whenever you receive a new form submission in Elementor with the same details, you want to add that user who made the form submission as a user in Interakt. Also, you want to create an event for the same form submission in Interakt for that particular user. So let me tell you, you can actually automate this complete process. So in this automation, whenever a new form submission is going to get received in Elementor, automatically with the same details, the user will be created in Interakt, and also we are going to create the event for the same user who made the form submission in Interakt automatically. So if you want to know how you can set up this automation, for that you just have to come with me to my screen.
So as you can see, here we are on Pabbly Connect's dashboard. Now to reach this dashboard, you will get a free sign-up link of Pabbly Connect in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can basically create your free Pabbly Connect account in just 2 minutes. And after reaching to this dashboard, just click on Create Workflow and give this workflow a name. For example, I would like to name my workflow as Elementor to Interakt. And then just click on Create. Now you can see that a workflow is open over here. And in this workflow, we have 2 different windows. First one is the trigger window and second one is the action window. So triggers and actions are basically those 2 concepts, those 2 principles on which this whole automation works on, where the trigger says when this happens and the action says do this. So let's start with a trigger window. Now the idea here is we have created an online form using Elementor. And we have added this form, let's suppose, in our website. Now we want that whenever a user is going to enter their details and submits the form, we want to add that user in our Interakt account. Also what we want to do, we want to create an event for the same user in Interakt with the details which they have added over here. So in Interakt, you have an option to create or manage or track all the events. Like in the timeline you can do it. You can basically track or manage all the timeline events for each and every user. So using this automation, first we will get the Elementor form responses, add that person as a user in Interakt, and also we are going to create an event for that user over there. So let's see how you can automate this process with Pabbly Connect. Starting from our trigger window, here in Choose App, search for Elementor. Just select it. After selecting Elementor in Trigger Event from the drop-down, select the trigger event as New Form Submission. After selecting a trigger event, Pabbly Connect gives us a webhook URL. Now using this webhook URL, you can connect your Elementor form with Pabbly Connect and get the form responses over here. So now guys, to add this webhook URL into our Elementor form, we just have to follow the help text given below over here. Just copy this webhook URL from here and go to the Elementor form which you have created. So this is the particular form which I have created using Elementor. Now just hover on it and on the right top corner you can see this edit button. Just click on it. After clicking on it, here on the left side you can see all the form settings over here. Out of which, go to actions after submit and here in add action from the drop down, select webhook over here. Now as we select webhook, here you can see a new field of webhook is added. Just go to webhook and here you can see it is asking us for the webhook URL. Now in this field of webhook URL, we have to paste the exact same webhook URL which Pabbly Connect gave us. Just copy it from here and then paste it over here. After pasting the webhook URL, just click on update button and this is it. We have successfully added this webhook URL in this form which we have created using Elementor. Now every time we are going to receive a new response on this particular form, the details of this form submission will be received inside Pabbly Connect. And this automation workflow will trigger every time we receive a form submission. And here in our Pabbly Connect workflow, you can see it is showing us waiting for webhook response. This means Pabbly Connect is waiting to get some details, some responses of form submission from Elementor. So let's do this. The form in which we have added this webhook URL, we are going to open this page. We are going to open this form in preview mode. And then we are going to make a test form submission. So the name of this user is, for example, test user. This will be the name of the user which we are going to create. Then this is the email address. And this is the 10 digits mobile number with country code. Now let's add the age. For example, the age of this person is 24. So in this Elementor form which we have created, just now we have entered the details of a test user, a dummy user over here. Just click on submit. And as we click on submit, we will see we are going to receive a new form submission, a new response in Elementor forms. And because we have connected this Elementor form with Pabbly Connect, we will see in our Pabbly Connect workflow, in our trigger window, we will get some response. And in this response, you can see the details of the exact same form submission. Here you can see the name and the ID of the form on which we have received the response. And then you can see the same details entered by the user. We have the same first name, same last name, same email, same mobile number, and also the same age over here. This means the step 1 of setting up this automation is completed. We have successfully connected our Elementor form with Pabbly Connect using the webhook URL and received the form submission, the form responses which we are getting on Elementor inside Pabbly Connect. Now after doing this, let's move to step 2. In step 2, we want to add this user with the same details which they have entered on our Elementor form submission as a user in Interakt. For that, we will just scroll down, come to this action window, and here in choose app, we are going to search for Interakt. Just select it. After selecting Interakt in action event from the drop-down, select the action event as create/update user. Then just click on connect and select add new connection over here. Now here guys, we have to connect our Interakt account with Pabbly Connect. And to make this connection, we have to enter the secret key of our Interakt account. Now you must be thinking how you can get this secret key. So to get it, just go to your Interakt account. From the left sidebar, go to settings over here. And after coming to the settings page, go to developer settings. Now here at the developer settings section, you can see the secret key of your Interakt account. Just copy this secret key from here, go to Pabbly Connect and paste it over here. And after pasting this, just click on save. And when we click on save, we will see our Interakt account will get connected with Pabbly Connect. After making this connection, the first thing it asks us is the country code, phone number and full phone number. We will scroll down and here you can see some important note which says it is mandatory to give a value for either full phone number or for both phone number and country code. So either we have to enter the country code and phone number as separate values in these two fields, or if we have the full phone number, we can ignore these two fields and enter the full phone number of the user in this particular field. So we have basically received the response of full phone number with country code over here in the form submission on Elementor. So what you can do, you can basically map this response of full phone number from Elementor responses, from trigger window responses over here in this full phone number field. And guys, the process of mapping is very simple. Simply click on this field and here in the drop down, you can see a list of all the responses which we have received from Elementor of the form submission. And out of all of these responses, select the response of contact number and it will be mapped. So here you can see we have the full phone number with the country code over here. But you will notice the plus sign in this full phone number is missing. So while sending the form responses form submission data, Elementor has not sent us the plus sign. It has sent us the country code and the 10 digits mobile number over here, but the plus sign in this response is missing. So what you can do, you can just manually add the plus sign before it over here. And now it has a complete phone number. This is the complete phone number of the user. So whatever phone number the user is going to enter while making the form submission, with the same number we are going to create the user in Interakt. After full phone number, it is asking us for the user trait. Now here guys, in user trait, you can basically add any details for this new user which we are creating in Interakt. So by adding some key value pairs, you can add any amount of details. For example, if you want to add the name of the person, you just have to enter name in double quotes and after a colon, enter the value for it, enter the name of the person in double quotes in front of it. After that, if you also want to add email, then after this complete key value pair, just add a comma and then in double quotes, enter another key named as email and after colon in double quotes, enter the email address. In this way, by adding commas, you can basically add as many user traits as you want, as many user details as you want. So let's start entering the details over here. So we'll start with the first and the most basic details, that is the name. So in double quotes, I have entered a key over here which has the name as name. And then after a colon, we have to mention the value. So we'll add a colon. In double quotes, we have to mention what will be the name of this new contact. So we have received the response of the first name and last name of the user from Elementor. So we are going to map these same details over here in this field of user trait in front of name. So we want that whatever name the user is entering while making the form submission, with the same name this user should be created in Interact. So from the drop down from Elementor responses, select the response of first name, it will be mapped, then add a space, and from the drop down select the response of last name. And then just close this double quotes. In this way, we have created a key value pair where the key is name and value is the name entered by the user on the form submission. Then let's add another user trait, that is email. So after entering this key value pair, just add a comma, again open the double quotes, enter the key over here, that is email, and after a colon, we are going to map the response of email address in double quotes over here. So whatever email address the user is going to enter in form submission, the same email will be added. Then another detail which we had was age. So add a comma, enter the key of age, just create the key of age, and after a colon, now this time the help text says for integer type key, don't enter double quotes for the value. So if you are adding some kind of integers or just plain numbers over here while adding the user traits, while adding the user details, it is asking us that we don't have to enter the value in double quotes. So age will be an integer, and integer is a particular number. So what we have to do, we will just directly map the response of age from Elementor responses. We don't have to keep this value in double quotes like other values over here. So in this way, you can basically enter any amount of key value pairs and add any details of the user which we are creating in Interact. You can add comma and enter the key and value pairs over here according to your choice. After user trait, it is asking us for the tag. So if you want, you can basically add a tag to this new user which we are creating as well. For example, I want to add a tag as new lead. So I've entered the tag as new lead over here. So all the users who are going to get created using this automation in Interact, every user who is going to make the form submission in Elementor, using this automation, we are going to add those peoples as user in Interact, and all of those users will have this tag named as new lead over here. If you want, by adding the commas, you can basically add multiple tags as well. Now after entering the tag, we just have to click on this save and send test request button. Now when we click on save and send test request, here you can see that we have received a response over here. And this response seems to be a positive response to us. This response shows that the details which we have mapped over here, basically the phone number which we have mapped over here, the phone number which the user has entered on our Elementor form submission with the same number and with the same traits, with the same details, we have created a user in Interact. So let's check it. We will go to our Interact account, and then we will go to the users section and we are going to search for this user over here. And yes, here you can see that just now today, this new user, test user, has been added in our Interact account. Here you can see the same name, the same mobile number, and the same email address which they have entered over here while making the form submission. We will go to more details and you can see the same age of the person as well. Means basically the similar details, the same details of a new contact, of a new user which we have received from Elementor form submission with the same traits, the same details, we have basically added this user in our Interact account. So the step 2 of setting up this automation is successfully completed. We have successfully created the user in Interact from Elementor form submission. Now let's move to the third and the final stage. In the third stage, what we want to do, we want to create an event for this newly created user in Interact so that we have a complete timeline. We have all the records of each and every event performed by this user. Like if this user has made a form submission on Elementor, then we are going to create an event like for a Elementor form submission, or the source of this new lead of this user was Elementor. Later on, if this same person, if this same user makes a purchase, buys a product from you, in that case, you can add another event by setting up another automation with your e-commerce platform or your payment gateways, like this customer has made a payment of X amount, or this customer has placed an order for X product over here. So in this way, you can basically create an events in your Interact account for your users, and you can have a complete timeline of each and every action of each and every event performed by that user. So to create a new event, just click on this Add Action Step button over here. And then here in Choose App, once again, we are going to search for Interact and select it. After selecting Interact in Action Event from the dropdown, this time we are going to select Create Event as the action event. Then just click on Connect. And because we have connected our Interact account in the previous step, we don't have to make a new connection. You can select the existing connection which we have made in the previous step and click on Save. And as we click on Save, we will see our Interact account will get connected with Pabbly Connect. After making this connection, again it is asking us for the country code, phone number or a full phone number. So we have to basically enter the details or the phone number of the person for which we want to create the event. So what we can do, we will just click here, and from Elementor form responses, because we want to create an event for the same user who has made the form submission, to whom we have just now added as a user Interact, we are going to select this particular mobile number and map it over here. After mapping this, we are just going to add the plus sign once again. So in this way, we are telling Interact that we want to create an event for this particular number for this particular user in our Interact account. After this, it is asking us for the event. That what is the event? For example, order placed, is it an event? The subscription has been started, is it an event? So what is the event that we want to add for this particular user? Let's say I want the event to be new lead. So this is the name of the event which I'm creating for this user. New lead, or it can be new sign up as well. So new sign up is the name of the event, for example. Then it is asking us for the traits. So here in traits guys, once again, using the key value pair, if you want, you can basically add the details for this event as well. So if the event is order placed, if you want, you can basically add the order number, the product name, total amount, and all the details related to that event, related to that order over here in traits. So you have a complete freedom to give your event any name of your choice and enter any amount of details for those events which we are creating. So this user has signed up. So I want the traits to be, for example, source. So in double quotes, I will enter a key as source. And then after colon, the source is Elementor. This is the source of this user. Then I want to mention the name of the form as well. For example, form name. So I'll enter the key as form name. And in form name, we are going to mention the name of the form on Elementor on which we have received the response. After this, what I want to do, I also want to mention Pabbly Connect automation over here. So just for an example, I'll just use as platform. This is the key. And after a colon, we are going to mention the value as, for example, Pabbly Connect. So in this way, the event which we are going to create and interact for this user, you can basically enter the details, the traits for this event as well. Just mention the name of the event which you are creating and enter any details, any amount of details for those events over here. You can either manually enter these details in the key value pair which we have done in the previous step over here while entering the user details, or you can map the responses over here in values as well. So we have created 3 key or value pairs. The first one is of source, that from which source we are getting this new sign up, this new lead. So the source is Elementor over here. Then in Elementor, we have also mentioned the name of the form, that in which particular form we are getting this form response. So we have mentioned the name of the form, and the platform which we are using to connect Elementor and Interact is Pabbly Connect. So just for an example, I have entered these traits over here. After entering the traits, just click on Save and Send Test Request. And when we click on Save and Send Test Request, we will see that in response, we are going to get a positive response. It shows the event is successfully created. This means the contact number for this particular user in our Interact account whose phone number we have added, an event is created over there. So let's check it. We will go to Interact account and we will just refresh this page once over here. Let's go to test user, scroll down, go to events. And yes, here you can see that just now on 26th of July, means today at this particular time, new sign up, this particular event is marked, is created for the user, the same user. And the source of this event is Elementor. The name of the person is name of the form is contact form, and platform is Pabbly Connect. So the same details, the same traits of the event which we have entered over here in create event action with the same name, the same event is created for this new user and interact with the same details. This means guys, the automation workflow which we have created in this video, this automation is working perfectly fine. And using this automation, whenever a new form submission will be received on Elementor, automatically with the same details, we are going to add that person as a user, as a contact and interact. And also we are going to create an event for the same contact as well with the details. Now guys, after setting up this automation, let's test this automation workflow once. We will once again go to the Elementor form which we have created, and we are going to make another form submission over here. For example, this time the name of the person is dummy user, and this is the email address. Now the mobile number this time is this. Let's add a age as, for example, 25. And then after this, let's click on submit button. So as we click on submit, we will see just now we have received another form submission on our Elementor form. And we will see as we receive this form submission, immediately with the same details, this user will be added in Interakt. So we will go to our Interakt account, we will just refresh this user's page once. And yes, here you can see that the same person, dummy user, whose details we have just now added few seconds ago on our Elementor form submission, with the same details, a user is created and Interakt. And here you can see the same details, the same mobile number, the same email address which we have added, and also we have added an action of creating the event. And we will see the event is also created over here. So the name of the event is new sign up, the same event name which we have given. The source is Elementor, the form name is contact form, and platform is Pabbly Connect. The same event traits which we have entered, using those event traits, the event is also created for this user in Interakt account. So here guys, we have tested this automation in real time, and this automation is working perfectly fine. So not just these applications, you can connect plenty of other applications with Pabbly Connect. And guys, one more important thing. You will find the clone link of this exact same workflow in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can actually clone this same workflow into your own Pabbly Connect account and use this automation for free. Also, let me tell you, Pabbly Connect offers you a free plan. And in this plan, you will get some free tasks every month into your own Pabbly Connect account. So if you want to try and test this automation, you can do it for absolutely free.
If you have any kind of doubts or queries, you can post them on forum.pabbly.com. So if this video was helpful to you, you can obviously like this video, comment down your suggestion, and don't forget to share it with others. So guys, that's it for today's video. Thank you. Have a great day.